Jai Hind everyone. My name is Amrita Bhatnagar. I am from CSE department of AKGEC. Today I am going to explain a very good and important topic, instruction format. Okay. So these all are the outline of this lecture. Firstly, we will understand what is the instruction format. Then different type of CPU organization we have. Then different type of instruction we will understand. 3 address instruction, 2 address instruction, 1 address and 0 address instruction we will understand. Firstly, we will understand what is the meaning of instruction format. Okay. This is the format for a particular instruction. So this instruction is divided into 2 parts. First one is your opcode and another part is your address part. Opcode means, for example, if you are writing here A plus B. What it means, we want to add A and B. Fine. The opcode of this instruction is plus. So the plus will be in the binary format. So we will save it into the opcode part. The opcode part always tells you operation. What operation is going to perform by the instruction. And the next are the A and B. A and B are your operands. The operation will be performed on the operands only. So address part will tell you where these A and B operands are saved, in the memory or in the register. So operand can be in the register or it can be in the memory. So this instruction format tells us which operation is going to perform. Opcode part will tell the operation and address part will tell the what is the address of the operand. Now there is another part which is known as a mode. When we have mode, what it means, we have different type of addressing modes here. For example, we can have indirect, direct and register direct, register indirect, different type of addressing mode we can have, and the different code of the addressing mode will be given here. For example, if we have 1 bit for the addressing mode, then I is equal to, if the I is equal to 0, what it means, we have direct mode here. And if the I is equal to 1, what it means, we have addressing mode here, indirect. So there are mainly 3 parts of your instruction. First one is your opcode field, which specifies the operations to be performed. Fine. And the another one is your address field, which tells you what is the memory or a processor register address where we have stored operands. Next is the mode field. This is a very important field where we specify the way operand and the effective address is determined. So we can have different type of modes like register indirect, register direct, direct, indirect, auto increment, auto decrement, relative, and different type of addressing mode can be possible. It depends upon our organization or architecture which modes we are using, and these modes are used for to give the flexibility to the programmer so that he can use done programming easily. Right? Now next is the CPU organization which we use. Actually, in the instruction format depends on the CPU organization we use. Different type of CPU organization we use, so that we have different type of instruction formats also there. So firstly, we should understand what are the different type of CPU organization. There are 3 different type of CPU organization. First one is the single accumulator organization. Second is the general register organization, and third is the stack organization. In the single accumulator organization, we have only 1 register. Fine. In the 1 register, and the name of the 1 register is accumulator. Okay. So we have only 1 register in the single accumulator organization. In the general register organization, we have more than 1 registers. So we can have 7 register, 8 register, 9 register. We can have more than 1 register. So we can have more flexibility in this organization. And the third organization is the stack organization. Here in stack organization, LIFO or stack is implemented. Fine. So firstly, we will understand what is the meaning of single accumulator. In the case of single accumulator organization, we have only 1 register which is known as a accumulator. So when we have only one register, so we can use only one register. So you can see this is the example of one address instruction, add X. So in the case of this instruction, the operation is add. We have to add two numbers, but these numbers are reside in the first number is reside in the AC accumulator and another number is reside in the memory X or X location. So in this case, we have given only one address, but one operand is in the accumulator, which is not mentioned here. So this is a single accumulator because only one register is there. So it is by default implicitly defined that the operation is performed in the accumulator. Second is the general register organization. In the general register organization, we have more than one registers. So we can use different type of instruction. You can see here add R1, R2, R3. So this is, in this case, we have three addresses. So you can say this is the three address instruction. In this case, R2 and R3 is added, the content of the R2 or R3 added and transfer into the R1 register. Fine. Second one is the two address instruction. In this case, content of the R1 and R2 added and transfer into R1. So we have removed one address because we are transferring the same register R1. So there is no need to specify the R1 here. So we have only two address instruction here. Another one is also a two address instruction where we are moving the data from the R2 to R1. So we are transferring the data from the R2 to R1 here. Next is the add. Again, this is the two address instruction where we have using two addresses R1 and X, which is the memory address. So we are adding the content of the R1 plus X content. Fine. And then again transfer it to R1. So these all are the two address and three address instructions. So we can say when we are using general register organization where we have more than one register, we can use two address and three address instruction. Now next one is the stack organization. Now we should understand what is the meaning of stack. Stack is also known as a LIFO. LIFO means last in, first out. So when we transfer the data in the stack, we will remove the data from the top only. For example, you can see here, if this is the stack and we have two operations here, push and pop. So when we push the data in the stack, then the data will be inserted in the stack. For example, we are pushing the A, B, C and D. Now when we start to delete the data from the stack, we will apply pop operation. In the pop operation, firstly D will be removed from the stack and then C, then B and then A. So that's why it is known as a stack is known as a last in, first out operations. So when we apply stack organization or when we use stack organization, then we use this type of instruction, one address and zero address instruction. Okay, so we will understand it in the detail in the next PPT. Firstly, we will have three address instruction. In the three address instruction, we have to perform this arithmetic expression we have to solve. X is equal to A plus B into C plus D. And we have to use three address instruction. You can see here, add R1 comma A comma B. So we are going to add here. Firstly, we have to perform this operation. In this case, we will write the instruction for this operation. So the content of A and B will be added and then transfer into the R1. The meaning of this addition instruction is that the content of the B plus content of the A will be added to each other and then transfer into the R1. Next is the add R2 C comma D. Now the next instruction will be for this expression. The content of C plus content of D will be added and transferred into the R2. Fine. So now we have calculated the value of A plus B and it is transferred into R1, and we have calculated the value of the C plus D and it is transferred into the R2. Now this value we have in the R1 and this value we have into the R2. Now we have to multiply these two values. So we will multiply here R1 and R2 and transfer it to the memory location X. So we will write here multiply x r1 comma r2. So these all are the form of mnemonics. These instructions are all in the form of mnemonics, or you can say in the assembly language. Now the question is, what are the main advantages of this 3 address instruction and what are the disadvantages of this 3 address instruction? We can see here, when we have to perform this operation, so we have only 3 instructions required. Okay, so this is, we have only small program here. We require only small program. So the main benefit of this 3 address instructions is that we require short programs. Fine, but the main disadvantage of this 3 address instruction is instruction becomes too long, because we have to give 3 addresses. So it takes more bits. That's why this instruction is become too long. So this is the main disadvantages of this instruction. So first is the advantages in the short program and disadvantages long instruction. Now we will see second 2 address instruction. In the 2 address instruction, you can see here we have to perform this operation. Again, the operation is same. Now we will have only 2 addresses. You can see here, in the instruction we have only 2 addresses. We have one address we have removed. How we have removed the one address, we will discuss it. In the first instruction, we are going to transfer the data. Move, MOV. It is used for the transferring the data. So what we are doing here, we are transferring the data of the memory location A to R1. Now the value of A is now transferred into the R1. Now add R1 comma B. Now we will add this particular B value into the R1, because already in the R1 we have A. Now B will be added to the A, and now again it will transfer into the R1. So A plus the value of the A plus B now stored in the R1. Fine. Now next, now we will solve C plus D here. In the C plus D, what will happen? Add R2, move R2 C. What it means? We are transferring the value of C into the R2. So you can see here, from the memory location C, we are transferring the data into the R2. Now the value of C is in the R2. Now add R2 comma D. Now D will be added into the R2, because already we have C in the R2. So these 2 values are added into R2 and again transferred into the R2. Clear? Now next, now you can see here we have A plus, the value of A plus B in the R1 and the value of the C plus D into the R2. Now we have to multiply these 2 values. Fine. Multiply R1 comma R2. So we have R1 into R2 and transfer the R1. So we will multiply R1 and R2 into the to each other and then transfer the value of the R1 into R2 into the R1. Now we have result into the R1. But from the in the equation it is given, it is should be transferred into the X. So we will transfer the value of the R1 into the X. So we will write here move R1 to X. So in this case we have used only and only 2 address instruction. When we are using 3 address instruction, then we are using here general register organization. Same here, when we are using 2 address instruction, then again we are using here general register organization, because we in the general register organization we have more than one register, so we can use more than one register, R1, R2, R3 we can use here, because we have there more than one register. But we are talking about the single accumulator, then we don't have more than one register. So we have only one register, we have to use only this accumulator register here. So next is the one address instruction. So one address instruction is used where we have single accumulator organization. What it means? We have only one register, AC register. So we cannot use R1, R2, R3 and other registers here. So there is some limitations here for the register. So we have to focus on it. Now in the 2 address instruction, you can see here the program is longer than the 3 address instruction. Fine. You can see here this program is longer. So this is the main disadvantage of this two address instruction. But advantage is now we have removed one address from here. So we have only two address instruction here. So the size of the instruction will become small. So this is the main advantage, and disadvantage is that the programs become longer from the three address instruction. Now the next is the one address instruction. Now in the one address instruction, we are using only one register, that is accumulator, single, and it is used in the single accumulator organization. So we have to calculate x is equal to a plus b into c plus d. Fine. So now in this case, we will start with the first instruction, which is known as a load, because only one register is possible here, that is accumulator. So we have to transfer it content of A into the AC or accumulator. So for this person, we will use instruction load. Load means we will transferring the data in a particular register, which is known as a accumulator. Now the value of V will be added with the content of AC. In the AC, we have this time we have A, and in the B place we have B content, and it will be added and transferred into the accumulator. Now in the accumulator we have A plus B. This A plus B is stored in the accumulator. Fine. Now we have to store this accumulator in this accumulator value into the another temporary storage, because we don't have any other register. We have to use this register again. So we have to empty this register, and we have to transfer the content of the AC into the memory location T. So we will write here store. Store is the instruction which is used to transfer the data into the memory or store the data into the memory. Load is used for the transfer the data from the memory to the accumulator, and store is used for the transferring the data accumulator to memory. So store is used here. This instruction is used here. Now AC is empty. Now we can transfer the value of C into the AC. You can see here. The value of C is transferred to the accumulator. Now add the content of the D with the accumulator content. In the accumulator we have this time C value, and it will be added with the MD. Means memory location of D, the content of the memory location of D. So we will have now C plus D into the accumulator. Now multiply T accumulator into T. In the T, what we have stored? In the T we have stored value of A plus B. So in the T we have A value of A plus B, and in the accumulator we have C plus D. Now we will multiply these two values. So in this multiply T, in this case we are multiplying the value of AC into the T. Fine. Now store the content. Now in this accumulator, now we have all the result, and now transfer the data from the accumulator to X. Okay. Now in this accumulator we have the all the value of the expression, and now we are transferring it into the X location. So we will write here store X. So you can see here we have only used here one address instruction. We are going to give only one address is here. So now instruction will become smaller again, but the program will become more longer here. So this is the main disadvantage of this type of instruction, but advantage is the size of the instruction will become less. This is the main advantage of this one address instruction, and it is only used for the accumulator, single accumulator organization. Now next is the zero address instruction. In the zero address instruction is used for the stack organization. Always it is used for the stack organization. So we should understand that in the stack organization, we have used reverse Polish notations. Now the question is, what is the meaning of reverse Polish notation? We have to convert this into the reverse Polish notation. How we can convert? For example, when we are writing here A plus B, what it means? It is in the infix form. when we are writing like this expression, then it is known as a prefix. And when we are writing, or Polish notation is also known as a B plus. When we are written this expression in this form, it means, what it means? It means it is in the reverse Polish notation. So when we are using stack organization, we will use reverse Polish notation here. So we will convert this expression into reverse Polish notation. How? So what is the result of this reverse Polish notation? Because you can see here, firstly, this is the operator, and these all are the operands. So we will have operator here, and then in C and D is all are the operand, and operator will be here, and A plus, for the A plus B, again operator will be here. This is the reverse Polish notation for this expression. Now we can use push and pop operations and different type of zero address instruction operation to perform this expression, to solve this expression. So firstly we will see here, this is a stack. You can see here, this is a stack. When the push, we will perform push A, the value of A will be there. So firstly we will start from the first expression A, and then we perform push B, then the B will be the into the stack. Fine. Now we will perform plus operation. So the next operation is add. Fine. The add will be performed, and both the value will be on the B and A, top value of the A stack. It will be performed on the top value of the stack B and A plus B will be performed, and again you will have on the A plus B. So we have A plus B, and now we have A plus B here. Again I am making this stack. So now we have A plus B in the top of the stack. Okay. Now after that, again we will push C, then push D, C, then we will push D, and after that again we will have A plus B and C plus D here in the same way. After that, when we perform this operation, now we have to multiply on these two values, and we will apply multiply, and then we will multiply, and we will have only this value here, C plus D into A plus B. Fine. So all the multiplication we will have in the stack. Now it will be transferred into the X also. So in these all are the steps to perform this operation in the stack also. So you can see here we are using zero address instruction. Where is the zero address instruction? Add and multiply. You can see here these are all are the zero address instruction, because in this instruction we are not going to give any address. That's why it is known as a zero address instruction. But how it is possible? How we cannot give? We are not giving the zero address instruction in the zero address instruction, because the operation is performed in the top two elements of the instruction. Stack. Always the operation will be performed on the top two elements of the stack. So there is no need for the address here. So when we have C and D here in the top of the stack, then the operation of addition will be performed on these two values. So there is no need to give the address. That's why it is possible to give zero address instruction. So this is a very good question which is asked in the different type of interviews, which instruction is used for in the which instruction is known as a zero address instruction. So we can see here in the stack organization we use zero address instruction, where there is no need to give the address, because the top elements or the operation will be performed on the top two elements of the stack. Okay, implicitly. So these all are the zero address instructions. So we have now discussed 3 address, 1 address, 2 address and 0 address instruction, and these instructions are used in the different computer organization, and they have its own advantages and disadvantages also. So we have already we have discussed all the things here. I think now you have understand what is the meaning of different type of instruction format and different type of instruction. Thank you.